Dobra. O, powinna wam wyskoczyć informacja. Setting up i będziemy sobie zaczynać. Dobra. O. No dobra, to leci. Ja w takim razie wpuszczam uczestników i będziemy...
Tomku, transmisja jest publiczna.
Tak, jest publiczna.
Dobra, to już jej szukam.
Dzień dobry, cześć. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Dzień dobry.
Cześć.
Cześć.
Yes, great, perfect. I'm very happy to see many smiling faces for our kickoff session. My name is Tom, and I will have the pleasure to be the leading trainer for the whole our hackathon during this week. So allow me to give you some introduction. And let us start with some intro concerning the whole project, what to expect, who are you going to work with, and so on and so on. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to share my screen to start with some main or key information for our project. So, today we have a kickoff. So this is our first session. And as you probably know, this is something that is going to happen on a daily basis until Saturday. So we are going to have organized workshop sessions each and every day in the afternoon. And main information, just to be sure that we are on the same page. One thing, double check if you are on Zoom with your name and surname. I can see that most of you are, but you can double check if you is actually you by name and surname. It's important because based on this, we'll be assigning you to teams working together. So double check in participants, and if you need to rename yourself, so to speak, on Zoom, then here you can see how to do it. You just look for yourself on the participants list, then click more or 3 dots you will see there and rename. And this is the menu where you can find how to name yourself, so to speak, on the Zoom session. I will remind you about this each and every time, I mean each and every day, because this is going to be crucial when it comes to dividing ourselves into teams and working together in a kind of organized flow, so to speak. Second important information and technicalities, Slack is actually our main communication tool. We're going to use Slack to send you links, information. There are already channels for your teams. So please do remember to join Slack if you haven't done it already. You received the link to join Slack with the starting email. If you would have any troubles to find the link, just let us know on the chat and we will double check it and send you the update if necessary. Very important because this is going to be main communication tool during the sessions and in between. So it's very important for us that you can join us to communicate through Slack. Information number 2. Information number 3. Today, so Monday, and today we're having our session is being recorded and transmitted live, and it's going to be held in English. The key idea here behind it is that we want to enable access to observers and international partners who take part in the whole project and in the whole event. So today and Saturday, English and transmitted. With Tuesday to Friday, we're going to work on Zoom sessions that are not going to be recorded and not transmitted, just to be sure that we're on the same page. And now I would like you to listen for a few moments about the project itself, Otwarta Zachęta, so you can have a good understanding of the context. Magda, would it be possible for you to do a deep dive and share with us some information about the project.
Yes, thank you very much. Sure. Let me just upload my slides. 1 second. Okay. Can you now see my slides, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So it's a great pleasure to be here today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us and being a part of Open Zachęta project. My name is Magda Biernat. I'm co-director and board member of Centrum Cyfrowe Foundation, a non-governmental organization based in Warsaw, Poland. I'd like to welcome you on behalf of Centrum Cyfrowe board and team, but also on behalf of Zachęta National Gallery of Art and Society for the Encouragement of Fine Arts. I hope this week will be a great adventure for you and a really fruitful time. Yeah, so let me start with the very brief introduction of Centrum Cyfrowe Foundation. Our mission is to make the world more inclusive, more cooperative, more open by changing the way people learn, participate in culture, use the internet, or exercise their rights as the internet users. We are operating mainly in 3 areas, open culture, open education, and policy and advocacy. The rest of my speech will concentrate on, of course, on Open Zachęta project, which we are now working on. And this hackathon is actually a big part of this project. So Open Zachęta project is a very holistic approach to digital transformation based on our experience from cooperation with the biggest cultural institutions in Poland. Let me start with the experience which led us to the development of Open Zachęta project. So Centrum Cyfrowe Foundation has been helping cultural institutions in becoming more open for at least 7 or 8, maybe even years now. We started by promoting open access to digitize cultural artworks, by promoting Creative Commons licenses among cultural institutions, or by providing training on copyright. But very soon, we realized that it was not enough. Even if institutions had the knowledge about copyright, open access, they still couldn't translate this knowledge into good open technology. So websites or applications for presenting the digitized work to the audiences. So we decided to expand our offer for institutions. We started not only to provide training on open access, but we also started to lead open source IT projects together with institutions. One example is Muselfie, an educational and entertainment mobile application for creating collages and memes using selected reproduction from the collection of National Museum in Warsaw. But while doing IT projects, also we still provided training about free and open source software, about cloud security, web content accessibility guidelines, user-centered design, or sustainability of IT projects. And very soon, we realized that this is a very good direction, but still is not enough. So we realized if you want to open up institutions and their collection, we really need to create an even more holistic approach. And that's why in 2018, together with Zachęta, National Gallery of Art, and the Society for the Encouragement of Fine Arts, we decided to prepare a joint grant proposal for funds for digitization that Poland actually received from the European Union. And in 2020, we received almost $1.5 million for the Open Zachęta project. So Open Zachęta project consists of a few phases. Phase one was audit and preparation. We started really from the basics. We hired the best IT, accessibility, digitization specialist, and together with Zachęta employees, we ran several internal audits, like legal audits, accessibility audit, IT infrastructure, code and cloud audit, metadata standard, and procedures audit. And in this phase, we gained essential knowledge about many different aspects of functioning of the gallery so far. And we assessed the strengths and the weakness of the institution. So let's have a look at the next phase, which is shaping new architecture. In this phase, we were shaping new standards and new architecture of the IT system. It was a really busy time for us with a lot of workshops, a lot of discussions and consultations. But after a few months of hard work, we finally had metadata standards, file numbering and naming standards, standard for an open API for cultural institutions, and the knowledge of protocols to make sure that the resources will be available through Europeana, Wikimedia, and Chronica, for example. Also accessibility standard, standard of licensing the digitized resources, architecture of the system, architecture of the cloud infrastructure for the system, then low fidelity prototypes of new website, and among other many other minor standards, even a standard for the plain language we will use on the website to make it more accessible. And all those standards, of course, are in line with the best standards developed by, for example, Europeana, Creative Commons, and others. So phase three is the development of the system and digitization of the resources. And we are now approaching the end of this phase. The outcome of this phase is open source code of the hypercatalog, so-called hypercatalog, the system of Otwarta Zachęta, plus, of course, detailed documentation, open source code of the website with documentation, all notes from the retrospectives in order to, in other words, the list of lessons learned, detailed documentation of all the process of development with instructions, guidelines, explanations, of course, digitized collection, but what is most important for our today's event open up API with detailed documentation. And then now we are moving to the phase 4 of this project. And this hackathon is a crucial part of the dissemination part of the project. Of the dissemination phase of the technology we developed during the project. So that's why your ideas, your opinions are of the really highest importance for us today. And let me end this presentation with 4 most important words from our manifesto, from the project manifesto. So it will be cooperation, documentation, open source, and free culture for everybody. So that's Open Zachęta project in a nutshell. Thank you very much for being a part of this very important and very, I think, quite innovative project. Good luck for the rest of the week and see you Saturday. Thank you.
Great, perfect. Thank you, Magda, very much for sharing some information about the project. So we'll have some context and understanding. And now when we have this, allow me to go with a few more information about the hackathon itself. So what to expect and actually who are we going to work with because in a moment I will ask our mentors to share a few words about themselves. But who is participating? Who is kind of behind the whole project? So you have already heard about Otwarta Zachęta, and we have also some partners that are helping us to organize the whole event: Europeana, Wikimedia Polska, Creative Commons, and TechSoup. And today, together with Mentor for Starters Foundation and Generator Pomysłów, a group of people who is responsible for doing all this mess. I mean, for gathering us together here and running this for the next few days, and also designing the whole experience, so to speak, for you. So some faces you're going to see each and every day. The group of moderators, myself, Tom, I will be the leading trainer, so I will be kind of starting each day and sharing some insight on what is going to happen. And each and every team is assigned a moderator. So we're going to have Aleksandra Pela, Wiktoria Dyrała, Aleksandra Michalska, Paulina Kęsy, Kinga Kornacka, and they will be your moderators. So they will be going with you through the whole project, side to side, when necessary, holding your hands virtually to go through the whole process, to help you kind of answer questions, find necessary resources, explain any kind of details that may arise during the whole process. So have in mind that there is always kind of a Casper good ghost. I mean, here are the people that will be able to help you. So if you have any kind of troubles, questions, doubts, feel free to hit us. As moderators, we are here to help you through the whole process. Goals. So what are we focusing on? Well, we have two directions, and we will be working in two directions. We gathered some information from you concerning your preferences towards the challenges and the topics we're planning to work on, and we divided us into 10 teams in total. Five teams will be working on online tools targeting teachers, and 5 teams will be working on online tool for website users, focusing on people with disabilities mainly. So these are the two directions where we will be going into and digging into kind of deeper. We prepared some materials for you as a kind of a starter and insight. It's already there on Slack. So this is another kind of reason. If you haven't joined it already, then it's a good idea to do it right now. And at the same time, we were really happy to see that you managed to do the interviews. We collected together some data information about our users, so people for whom we will be designing the solutions. So we also are going to have some user insight when it comes to both directions. And benefits. So why it's a good idea to participate in Hackathon. Of course, besides kind of your interest in the topic and having fun, but to start with developing the competences of the future. So we designed the whole flow to show you not only hackathon as it usually looks like. So you may, if you participated in one, you may be surprised that it's not just 2 days. We're going to work through the whole week because we want to show you a different kind of a developed method for a design sprint. Thus, you will learn also a lot how to go through design sprint as it is, and a lot of inspiration and a lot of insight to kind of learning the process of innovation design. 1, then 2, of course, prizes. So we have 10,000 euros in pool prize, top 3 places. So 3 awards, 3 teams will be awarded during the grand finale that is going to be held on Saturday. Creating a solution also that is kind of a starting point for future implementation. So it's not something, we were not focusing on something that you could finish with on Saturday and then put it into a drawer and that's it. We actually looking for some solutions that will be a kick or a starter for implementing solutions that will actually be used in the future by teachers and by people with disabilities. So it's really important that also you have in mind that it's kind of really that has a lot of sense putting energy and your time into the project itself. Meeting people, of course, we have selected 60 really committed individuals, people with who are very inspiring, a lot of know-how, experience. So do meet with each other, share the insights, because we really have a huge number of big brains, you as participants. And last but not least, of course, you'll have an opportunity to work with mentors, people who will be happy to share their know-how and their experience to help you design the final solution focused on kind of one of the two topics I mentioned. The action plan. So dates and what is going to happen. So as you can see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? And important for you to know that this is going to be a design sprint. That being said, the first 2.5 days, we're going to focus on understanding what to build and generating ideas. Then the rest of the days, we're going to devote into prototyping, meaning developing code and actually kind of putting things together. So have in mind that it's going to be, you can learn both things in the process, and your engagement is important in each and every step to first understand where do we want to go, what is important for our users, and then to kind of build the prototype and the presentation to show it to the world, meaning also to our jury, who will be kind of sharing some insights and feedback to your presentations and to the things that you're going to design. Here is the detailed agenda. I will put it also on our Slack, so don't worry, you're going to have access to the details. As I mentioned, first 2.5 days focusing on what and how do you want to build it, and then the rest on actually building it, right? So have in mind that that we also plan some time for kind of understanding the user and deciding on which direction do we want to follow. And now I would like to invite our mentors to share a few words. Please tell us about yourself in just 2 or 3 sentences, so we will know who can we go to when we'll be looking for some inspiration, information, or help. So it would be great if you could just say 1 or 2 sentences about your experience and 2 or 3 areas you can help us with, the kind of the 2 most important things, experience you can share with us. And I will be happy to start kind of as we have the photos on our presentation. So Zofia, double check, do we already have you with us?
Yes.
Perfect.
I am.
Great. So
I didn't expect that I start, but okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So my name, my name is Zofia Dubowska, and I'm an art historian and an educator. For over 20 years, I had been working in Zachęta. Last 7 years, I was in charge of educational department. So I collaborated with teachers. I organized workshops for adults, youth, and kids based on contemporary art and Zachęta's resources. So I know collection and documentation, and I think that I can be helpful on this field, showing links and contexts. And how to connect contemporary art with school audience needs. So it's
perfect.
In few sentences, that's it, I think.
Perfect. Great. Thank you very much. Then next we're going to have Katarzyna Szała. Kasia, could you say a few words?
Yeah, sure. A pleasure to be here with you. Nice to meet you all. So I'm from totally different background because on a daily basis, French energy utility. So I work in Veolia and I manage the innovation department. So we do we invent new products, but also we take care of creativity when it comes to education, educational aspect for the whole group, but also we deal with knowledge management. So I can help you with tacit and illicit knowledge of organization, of communities, and how to create some products out of it. And I do really love an obvious links between businesses. So I've been working in different fields, in having my own company, working in a startup, working at the university. So can support you with when it comes to solutions for joining those dots between those businesses. Thank you.
So next we're going to have Artur. Artur.
Hi, just could confirm that you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, my name is Artur Zochniak, and I'm really pleased to be here, and I really wish you great luck in this competition. This is the first time that I'm participating as a mentor in a hackathon, so this is also a new experience for me. I'm purely technical person, and I see myself in, I can help you in 3 things. Basically, if you would have any technical problems with using our API, whatever, or any kind of problems, or you would be in doubt, then just please reach me out. If you would be willing to discuss some mainly technical your potential doubts, then also please feel free to contact me. So like you see, those are purely technical things. And the third thing, I will be over the hackathon, I will be providing you an examples with simple usages, but I hope this will be a little bit inspirational for you, to all of the participants here. So I will be releasing them over time, not to release everything at once. But generally, technical stuff, you can count on me. There is also Jacob, but yes, so basically this is it. And I can't wait to meet you and hear from you what you are working on. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you very much, Arthur. And also an insight for everyone. You will have also an opportunity to chat with our mentors on Slack. So just a brief intro, we're going to organize you some sessions. Then when you will have an opportunity to connect with mentors, but also between the sessions, you can use Slack to ask questions. Then now we're having Jacek Staniszewski. Jacek, do we have you? Can you hear us?
Yes, you do. And yes, I can. Hello, my name is Jacek, and I'm just totally from the different world than Artur, because I'm not technician. I'm a practitioner from the classroom, because I'm a teacher, and I've been teaching for a very long time with students in the real classroom and real students. And I'm here just to help you to show you how the classroom environment and reality looks like. That's why I'm here to help you to understand everything in order to see if what you're coming up with will be interesting, or maybe useful, or will be doable in the classroom. I've been working with all kinds of computer internet tools, however you call them, for many, many years. And from time to time, people call me an expert on this, but in fact, I can say that I just spent many, many hours teaching, not with the tools, not forgetting that the students are the most important in this process, not the tools, and even teachers themselves. So if you find something that you are going to ask me, I'm here to help you. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And now I will ask Dorota Orzeszek to say a few words. Dorota, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Hello, can you guys hear me? Hope
Yes.
so. Okay, so I'm primarily an accessibility specialist, so it's WCAG standard specialist. In case you want to know anything as far as accessibility, WCAG, or general disability awareness, how disabled people work and function, that's for me definitely a question. I hope I'll be able to help. I used to be a UX designer in a fast prototyping lab. Okay, so it was a division of one of the major software companies. You know, we did fast prototypes, so it was sort of like a startup environment, but just with the ideas. So I guess if you don't have a chance to get to our dedicated UX specialist, you can always, you know, drop me a question. Hopefully I'll be able to help a little bit. And I've done quite a bit of training and teaching in my life too. So hopefully this perspective will be something I can, you know, help you a little bit with, especially in the context of disabilities. So primarily accessibility, but in case you need something with UX and teaching, I'm there for you as much as I can help.
Okay, great, perfect. Thank you very much. So now we have Douglas McCarthy. Douglas, are you with us?
I'm here. Thanks, Tom. Hi, everybody. Great to be with you. I'm speaking to you from my home in the Netherlands, but I will be in Warsaw at the end of the week for the big finale to see who wins the prizes. So I can't wait to see what you come up with. My background is art history, and since I graduated some years ago, I've been working in museums, private art collections, archives, audiovisual collections, you name it, cataloguing, copyright management. There's a big list of stuff that I've been doing. But I'm currently working for Europeana Foundation. We're the biggest cultural heritage aggregator in the world. There are 53-something million objects on our website, europeana.eu, which you can navigate in Polish, by the way, top tip. And half of that, so 25 million plus objects, are freely reusable. So you can download, reuse them with no or very little restrictions. My job this week is to help you. I want to help you find really cool collections because Europeana has so much stuff, but I've seen most of it, so I can give you some signals, some signposts like this is a really cool art collection or photography, whatever you want. You let me know on Slack in our mentoring sessions. I'm going to help you do that. And also at Europeana, I do a lot of work around digital storytelling. So anything to do with online exhibitions, creating narratives, mixing together different types of media to get people excited about online collections, cultural heritage, that's me. So thank you very much. And yeah, look forward to hanging out with you this week.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So next we have Maria Balca. Maria, you are muted.
Good point. I just wanted to train your ability to read from my lips. Hi, everybody. This time out loud. I'm very glad to be here tonight and to hang around with you this week. My name is Maria. I'm the co-founder of Mentors for Starters. It's a pioneering educational initiative, and I'm an honored co-producer of this event. I come from the background of startups. I've been part of the startup community for over a decade. I know it from all the angles. I've been a founder. I worked on the investor side, from the mentoring side as a part of mentoring initiatives, and also from the academic side. I will be thrilled to help you this week with product validation from the point of view of education. But also with processes, with your workload planning, with investor presentations, and as well pitching techniques. I'll be there for you. Looking forward. Let me know on Slack if you need me. Thank you.
Great. Perfect. Thank you very much. And Natalia.
Hi, everyone. It's great to see you here. So I'm also an art historian, and I work for Open Culture Studio here in Centrum Cyfrowe, so part of the organizer teams. I've been dealing with digitized collection and supporting cultural institutions in the process of digitizing museum collections and creating digital collections. I've been dealing with that since 2014, and for most of this time I've been working as an associate to Google Art and Culture platform. So you can come up with some great ideas on how to use the digitized collections and the art that is over there. So you can come back with the questions and hit me if you have any doubts on how to use it creatively, how to use it and have something creative at the end. Thanks.
Great, thank you very much. And we have Agnieszka Kowalczyk. Agnieszka, are you with us?
Yes, hi. Thank you for inviting me here. It's really nice to join this initiative. So yes, my name is Agnieszka, and currently I work at Koźmiński University, and I am a user experience designer. So what exactly do I do on a daily basis? Think about the last website or mobile application you used and you couldn't find something or you couldn't finish the process. So my job is to support development teams in designing digital systems, solutions, apps, websites, to be more intuitive, easy to use, or even pleasant to use for end users. So I design, prototype, and do research with users to check if the systems, websites, apps are intuitive and tailored to user needs. So in what areas I can support in your teams? First, planning any research with users to learn more about their needs and context of use, their situation, how they use technology, and so on. Secondly, designing your solutions from the idea to the prototype. And third, testing the prototype also with users to check if they are intuitive and easy to use. So feel free to write on Slack or contact in any way organizers planned for us.
Good, great. Thank you very much, Agnieszka. And last but not least, we have Sylwia Lukiewska. Sylwia, I can see you are with us, and at the same time, I know you have prepared a very nice video for us. So if you allow me, I would just hit play. Sounds good?
Yes.
Okay. So, Sylwia, let's go. A few words about yourself in a short video.
Hello, my name is Sylwia Żółkiewska. I'm designer, visual artist, cultural educator, and new media expert. I'm very excited to be part of the hackathon and to be able to meet you all. My professional background is in art, graphic design, and motion design. But for the last 10 years, I've been working mainly as a creative producer and manager, supporting others in designing, developing, and promoting mobile apps, games, websites, and online courses from scratch, leading teams, institutions, and organizations through the process, always trying to cover users' needs. That is why, during the hackathon, I can help you with generating ideas and developing your concept, benchmarking and finding inspirational examples, applying user-centered design methods, feasibility of your concept, and with preparing your team for final presentation. Besides, I have experience creating educational content, for instance, instructions and lesson scenarios, and conducting offline and online workshops for teachers, children, and teens. That's why I can provide you some insights concerning the educational potential of digital tools you will create. I love new technologies and testing new digital tools to use them later in cultural and educational projects. I've been experimenting with mobile apps, games, AI, AR, VR, so I can also provide you with some inspiration on how to incorporate those technologies into your concept. Fingers crossed for the best concepts. Have fun and good luck to you all.
Great. So,
Yeah.
Sylvia, you want to add something?
Yeah, I want to add, I just want to say hi and say that I prepared this film for you because today I'm babysitting my little girl, so she is still out to present something for you to be understandable. So thank you and see you tomorrow.
Great, thanks. Okay, so as you can see, we have a really good lineup of mentors that will be eager and able to help you from a artistic perspective, UX, UI, business, presentations, concept, creative. So a lot of insight, knowledge, and experience in the group of mentors. If you'd like to know more, do not hesitate. Go on our website. There is a link where you can find the details. And as I mentioned, the collaboration with mentors will be twofold. One, we're planning and we're organizing sessions tomorrow, so Tuesday and then Friday, when you will actually have a few minutes, I mean around 15 minutes to discuss with mentors the concept that you're creating, ask some questions and so on and so on. And at the same time, Slack is going to be our main communication tool. So will you have any questions or doubts you would like to ask specifically a particular person, mean one of the mentors, do not hesitate to write and to contact through Slack. This is important because this is our main tool to communicate. Last but not least, we also have a really good jury. Yes, we have a really good lineup of people taking part in a jury. I will not ask them to present themselves today because you will have an opportunity to meet them face-to-face in person on Saturday during the final event. But as you can see, is going to be a little bit of mix of our mentors and some fresh faces, so to speak, but also again artistic perspective, education perspective, business perspective, IT perspective. So people who will be able and will have a lot of know-how to actually give you feedback concerning your concepts you will present by the end of this hackathon. So last but not least, a few more information from the technical perspective. As you may know and remember, we are going to use API of Otwarta Zachęta. And Jakub, are you with us?
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yes, we can hear you really good. So the floor is yours. Please share with us a few words about the API, so we'll have some, background and context how we can use it.
Sure, of course. Tomasz, I will steal a screen from you because I will be showing some examples.
Yeah.
So hopefully it will work. Okay, and let's start the slideshow. So my name is Jakub, and I'm the person who was involved in the development of this API. So if something doesn't work, it's probably my fault, or I will be the person who will be helping you to solve it. Anyway, the API is available under this link. So it's a link to the documentation. So maybe I will open it. So the documentation is still improving, like on a regular basis. It will get better in the upcoming days. Anyway, here you can see all the main endpoints you can use to get the data from the Zachęta collection. So how does it look? It's a REST API, a JSON-based API. Yeah, wait a second. It's compatible with the JSON API specification, and please remember you'll be the very first users of this API. So if something doesn't work or it's hard to use, please let us know. We will try to improve it, and it will be very beneficial for everyone who will be using our API in the future. Also, not the whole dataset is available yet right now. It's like handpicked for hackathon. Anyway, it should be enough to build something amazing. I'm sure of it. So how this API looks like? There are 7 types of resources that can be accessed through the API. So the most interesting for all of you, artworks. It gives you information about the art collection. Artists, personal information about artists. Exhibitions, it's about all the historical exhibitions and exhibitions that are happening right now. Who created them, what were the arts that were exhibited there, etc. Also, another very important collection, it's called Multimedia, and it has all the files, all the images, all the movies you can download through the API and use in your own ways. So it will be probably very important for all of you. And also we have institutions, projects, and literature. Just they are, I think, self-describing. It's information about these different resources, and all of the fields that are available in each of these collections you can find in the documentation. So the very important thing, how to use the API. It's not public yet. So to use it, you need to authorize yourself using the API token. Each team will get a unique token from us. And to use it properly, you need to send a header together with a request. It's called authorization. And the schema we are using is called bearer. And here we pass the token. So it's a fairly standard way of authorizing the API, and hopefully you won't have any issues to use them. If you will, just contact one of the mentors. Okay, so an example. How does it look like? So this is a link to artworks. It shows the art collection that is available for you to use, and the structure of a response looks like this. So we have 3 main objects. It's data, meta, and links. And links is for pagination, so you know, getting the next page, or getting getting the next page, getting the last page, etc. And the number of all available records in the collection. About the data, this is probably the most important for you. So here we are listing all the artworks we have. Right now, it's limited to 10 records right now. And under the data, you have a collection of records. Each of them, the structure looks like this. So we have type of the resource. It's called artworks, the ID. Attributes, relationships, and links. So the attributes and relationships are probably the most important for you. Attributes is a data of a given record. So for example, for the artwork, we have the category, the inventory number, date, subtitle, title, dimensions, and many more information like the material. So this is probably the key you will be using a lot to display the information about the object. And also the other one, the relationships, is about all the related other collections to this record. So we can get here information about related artists, related multimedia, projects, exhibitions, institutions, etc., all of them. So here, our API is self-describing, so you can find the links to access additional this related data here. Okay, yeah, sorry, it's something. Yeah, we will fix it in a moment. The links are simply using the wrong. but it works. Anyway, going back, here you can get all the relations related to a given object, and it's returned for each record. So it's fairly easy to get all the related objects. Okay, let's go back to my presentation so I won't lose focus. So it's mostly what I just described, and you can try it by yourself, see what's there. Also, the documentation has the information about that structure. And this is very basic usage of the API. It simply returns all the records, all the objects we have, and possibly you will want to filter it in some different ways. So that's why we prepared a fairly, I would say, powerful filtering methods that you can use to get the data you want. So how it works? In a query string, you need to provide information what you would like to get. So I think the easiest way to understand is by showing you some examples. So to get all the artworks that were created on 1968, we just pass the name of a field. So this field is called date, equals, and the value we are looking for. So if we'll get this, go to this link, we'll get only a single item because there's only a single record that was created on this year. You can use any field, so inventory number, like related techniques and materials, stuff like this. Also, there are sometimes a need to filter using nested objects. So maybe I will give you an example. Here, when showing you the artwork, you can see the category. It's not a single string, but it's like an object, and it has a name. So to filter using this value, malarstwo, you need to provide this inner key inside the brackets. So it looks like this: category, brackets, name, and the value you are looking for. So it will show you all the artworks with their sculptures. Yeah, it's a Polish name, and also it works it's even more powerful. So, for example, if you want to find all the artworks that are created using acryl, but not only, but in addition to some others, you can pass a special key here. It's called contains. So it looks for all the artworks that has acryl inside the materials. How it looks like? So take a look. Here we have the material technique. It's acryl płótno, and about the other record we can find here, it's acryl płótno and spray. So yeah, as you can see, it's not equal to only acryl, but it's also in addition to others. Okay, going back. Also, you can, of course, use multiple filters at the same time. So if you, for example, want to find all the sculptures that were created on this year, you can connect them with the ampersand. I'm not sure what's the name of this character. And also, of course, you can filter by the related objects. So in this case, you can get all the artworks that were created by an artist whose first name is Rafał. And you can, of course, use here any field that belongs to artist. Okay, so I mentioned that we can use this special contains key with the $sign at the start. There are a couple more of them available to you. You can use eq. It's a default one, so equals. Greater than, less than, the same, so greater than or equal, in, so it's one of the provided values, contains, so the one I used in the previous example, so it looks for a substring inside the value, and also non-null, not null, so it has a value inside, and starts with, ends with, I think they are self-explaining, so it filters for values that starts with a given string. Sorting, that's also important. You can sort by any number of fields. So for example, if you want to get artworks sorted by date descending and inventory number ascending, this is the query we should use. So it's like a list of fields with information if it's descending or ascending. So it's the next field is used when there are like equal values in the previous ones. Okay, I won't click it. You can build of me, it will work. Pagination. So this is something I mentioned. When you get a resource, get a response from the API, you can use these links inside to go to the next page or to the previous one. And also you can change the number of records you will get as a response using a limit parameter. So this example will return only two records, and it will start from number like record number 20 according to the current sorting. So by default, we are sorting by the ID. Okay, and going back the relationship. So that's very important. It allows you to find all the artists that are related to an artwork, or for example, all the multimedia or the files that are related to an artist. So they are all grouped under this relationships key in the response. So there you can find links to related resources. To get them, simply use that link, and you're free to use them according to what you want to accomplish. So just like one word of explanation. Right now, Zahenda is in the process of adding a bit more records to the API. So if you will see like empty relationships and it should be there, it means it will be added very soon. So don't be surprised because of it. Okay, and the very last thing about the API usage I wanted to share with you, it's how to get the images. So probably you will want to display some of these wonderful paintings or other forms of art on your creations. So this is very important for you. You can find them in the multimedia collection of the API. And here you will get a list of all the available images and files in general. You can, of course, use the filtering, the same one as I shown you in the previous examples. And to get the file, you need to use the file URL or a thumbnail URL inside the record. So let's show you how it looks like. Yeah, it's some example of a catalog or something. I'm not sure. So we got quite a lot of files that you can use. So we are excited to see what you will create. Okay, so that's about multimedia. So I think it mostly covers what you can do with the API, and it should be hopefully enough to build anything you desire. But still, this is a new API. There can be some shortcomings regarding the user experience, or maybe the performance might be suboptimal, or maybe there will be some downtimes. So sorry for that. And if something like that happens, we are waiting for your feedback. So please, every time when something comes to your mind, feel free to share with us. And during the hackathon, you'll receive surveys asking what could be done better. Please take your time and fill them and deliver to us. It's super important. And soon, so probably tomorrow, we'll update our documentation and create some additional resources to help you use API in an efficient way. Arthur is working on this, so this link will be shared with you very soon, the same as the main documentation. So that's all from my side. I hope it was helpful and will make using the API by you much easier. So I'm giving the voice back to Tomasz.
Great, thank you very much. So I assume you remembered everything, right? No, I'm joking, don't worry. Most important links you can find on Slack, on the channel important links. Of course, we will also provide you with the slides from today, so you can kind of go through them anytime you would like. So don't worry, you don't have to know it by heart. We have one question, Jakub. How many objects are available now in the API?
Okay, so right now in the API, there are about a few hundreds of artworks and the same number of multimedia, and also some exhibitions, projects, institutions, and bibliography still in the process of adding. So that should be enough to start with. And hopefully tomorrow we'll get much more data available there. So today you can play with it, but please keep in mind that it's still something we are improving.
Okay, and we have another question. Are there 3D models in the API?
Yes, so there are some 3D models. So in the artworks, you can get both the 2D dimensions of an object and 3D dimensions of the object. And some of them have these 3D files related to them. So you can download the 3D models of art in the multimedia collection. But okay. Honestly, I didn't check if like how many of 3D models are there. So sorry, I can't answer accurately.
Okay. Any other questions? It's a good time now to ask. If you have any, then feel free to ask or write it down on chat, and we'll get back to it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we know our mentors, we know the main challenges, we know a few things about the API, and now, last but not least, a few words about the session, so how it's going to look like. And I promise in a moment we're going to go into some integration, so we will have an opportunity to meet each other and have a quick chat. So, about the workshop itself, how to make it work. So based on our experience of running a number of similar projects, we know that there are kind of, 6 main rules, so to speak, we would like to agree with you on, just to be sure that this is going to be fruitful and a good experience for you. So I hope it's going to be okay, so we can call each other by our names, first name. We don't have to be official during the whole flow. During group sessions, when we will be working in teams, we would love you to have your mics and cameras on. It's a really important element of interaction when you'll be discussing, creating things. So have in mind, don't worry if you have a, dog somewhere there running around. It's kind of, we want this to be a rather non-formal atmosphere, thus smiling and having fun. The process is also designed for you to have fun. It's going to be kind of, quick, and we're going to have a really kind of, good timing, so to speak. But don't worry about what is happening behind you. We will all focus on the process. I would strongly recommend to silence any distractions you may have. So anything else apart than our Slack, right? to be present here and now, meaning we'll be focused on the whole flow. As I mentioned, the timing is good, meaning we will also have set times for each and every step of the design sprint. There will be not much time to kind of getting back and wandering around. So it's going to be good to be focused on what you're doing in a given moment. We, of course, prepared a lot of materials. We double-checked them to see if everything is working, but it's like that sometimes, things stop working, something is not as we planned. So feel free to let us know and proactively communicate any problems you may have, right? If I will be asking questions, sometimes I could see your faces being like, huh? So I would get that maybe my explanation should be kind of, I should do a double round, but not always. So if something is not working, if I'm speaking about something and you think I should be presenting a slide or something like that, but I'm not, feel free to say, hey, Tom, we are missing this, or hey, Tom, we are not seeing any slides. Do you want to present something? And the same with the rest of our moderators. We're going to have breaks also. Don't worry, it's not going to be 3 hours. Just stick to your laptop or computer. So also being on time after breaks. We're going to have 15-minute breaks, more or less every hour and a half of workshop session, right? So hour and a half, then a break, hour and a half, then a break, and so on and so on. This may be plus or minus 10 minutes, right? We want to be flexible with what is happening. So don't worry, the breaks are planned. And please be on time after breaks, as we will be more mobilizing to go to the next step. So, working teams. So how are you going to work? We divided you into teams. We collected your preferences. So when you shared with us which topic or which challenge is most important or interesting for you, we assigned you to this particular challenge. You will be working in groups of 5 or 6 people. And we wanted to have diverse teams. So you have some devs in the teams, UX, UI specialists, people who are representing or have experience in education, in culture, organizations, foundations. So a lot of diversity, and we put a lot of insight into kind of actually, building teams from people with different backgrounds. So you'll be happy to, and you'll be eager to share your experiences as team members. As I mentioned, we took into, when you shared with us your preferences, we took it into consideration. So we'll be working on the topic that is interesting for you, and you will be working within the one team, right? So today we're going to have kickoff. You're going to have a moment to get to know each other. You are having a Zoom channel, sorry, not Zoom, Slack channel for your team, and this is going to be your team until Saturday, right? And then last but not least, as I mentioned, there are moderators, 5 moderators for 10 teams. So 1 moderator will be jumping around between 2 teams. So we also will ask you in a moment to pick representatives, so to speak, or team leaders, because we want you to be a little bit self-managing, meaning that to have one person that will be helping us to organize the general flow, will be in contact with us as moderators if any problems or challenges arise. So also this includes you to decide kind of, how do you want to juggle the workshop sessions. In general, the sessions are planned for you to lead you through the whole design process. So we strongly recommend you be present during each and every session. Starting 1. Second, take into consideration that we know that different things may happen in life. We ask you to be present at least 80% of the time. So this is the general rule of thumb when it comes to being present. But as long as you have some, kind of idea, and you decide in teams, how do we all want to work, what's going to be input, and so on and so on, You may, as a self-managing team, to decide who would be present where. At the same time, each and every session would be a one step forward. So if you are not going to be present during a given session, then kind of you will miss something. I mean, one of the steps, right? So be also then open to accept what was developed during the session. Have this in mind. So teams, number one. Number two, we as moderators, as I mentioned, 5 moderators, 10 teams. So we will kind of, split our time available. We'll be jumping around and we will do everything we can to help you. We will provide you with knowledge, insight, links, anything we can help you with. Just let us know. If a given moderator is not going to have the knowledge kind of, on site, we will be asking mentors. We will be going through materials to help you find things, right? And last but not least, if you have any questions, doubts, some problems, your moderator is going to be the first person to contact. They will be the people to help you in any situation with anything you may have during the process. So teams, moderators, mentors. As I mentioned, we're going to have organized feedback sessions with mentors. So tomorrow, we're going to have something like a speed dating with mentors. You will have around 15 minutes to consult with 1 to 3 mentors. And similar thing is going to happen on Friday. Tomorrow, we're going to decide which direction to go. And this is the topic to consult. On Friday, we're going to consult the prototypes. Do not hesitate to ask questions in between, right? So mentors are present on our Slack. If you would like to do a follow-up, write on Slack. If you could see that the mentor is not responding, let us know. We'll check what is happening and double check to make sure that they will be responding to your questions. And also, these are going to be the people who can kind of, do you a good PR after the hackathon, right? With your concept. So also have this in mind. And last but not least, the role mentioned team leader, right? So we will ask you in a moment to select one person from your team to be the team leader. Good soul, voice of the team, the person to contact, right? So if we as moderators are going to have any questions or doubts, we will first contact the moderator. If we are going to ask you for some technicalities, like sending some email, for example, to mentors with anything we have, we will ask the team leader to do it. So kind of, have in mind that it is going to be probably a bit more work than the rest of the group, but it's not going to be like, 10 more hours, right? Don't worry, you're not going to be alone in this role. The moderator, as I mentioned, Casper Good Ghost, right? So a person to help. But have in mind that, for example, we'll ask you at some point to record short movies, how your prototypes are working. And this is something that we technically will ask team leaders to do during the workshop sessions, right? I'm mentioning it because in the moment you can already start thinking if you feel like to be the team leader of your team, right? So we'll have volunteers to take part in this role. So, ladies and gentlemen, any questions you may have until now? I'll double check our chat if there is something here. No, if you will have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. I don't mind being interrupted. This is the reality of online meetings. If you don't like, feel free to put it on chat. I'm checking the chat, so I will get back to your questions anytime. And last technicalities, before we go into an exercise. We're going to use Zoom. So who already knows the Zoom app? Please raise your hand, or you can raise on Zoom your hands. Okay, so we more or less have a few people who know. Okay, the rest, don't worry. It's a kind of, it's not a quantum physics app, so you don't have to kind of, have a lot of knowledge about it. And at the same time, in a moment, we're going to do a simple exercise that will be kind of, helping you to test how the things are working. Zoom is going to be our main place for your teamwork. So each team is going to be Mural is going to be main place for teamwork, Zoom as well. but each team is going to have a mural whiteboard where you will have all your materials, all your post-its, ideas. You can gather their inspirations, put anything you like. So mural is going to be one of the most important tools. And when it comes to Zoom, just one functionality. If at any moment you are going to have any problems, because we will be switching into sub-rooms, right? So when you'll be working in groups, when you'll be working in person, if at any moment you're going to have any problems, challenges, or doubts, then it's going to be on the menu, the small menu that you have on Zoom, the menu where you can switch on or off your mic, you can switch chat and so on. When you will be in rooms, you will have an additional kind of button that will be called Ask for Help. So if you're going to have any challenges or doubts, this is the button you click. We will be notified and someone will join you to help, right? So if at any moment, not in the main room as we're having right now, you have any problems or doubts, click the button, someone will come to the rescue to help. So, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for the first exercise? Yay, more doing, less talking. So, the first thing I would like to do is I would like you to join me on our first mural that we're going to. Okay, Victoria, would you be so kind to put the link to the bingo mural? And in the meantime, I'm going to answer Martina's question. Yes, Martina, thank you very much for your question. Of course, it's a very good idea to do so. In general, I will also kind of, refer to the interviews. So I will tell you more also about a few words about the interviews themselves. But in general, anything you will be able to kind of, do or finish by tomorrow morning is also welcome, right? So the main kind of, deadline was now because we are going to need this like in half an hour. But anything you will be able to kind of, do more. It's more than welcome also to have more information about it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's go to our bingo. So you click the link that Victoria sent you, and I will do a short introduction what to look for and how we're going to play it. So, so this is going to be, who knows who had an opportunity to participate in speed dating experience? Raise your hand. Do we have speed dating funds? Somehow, maybe, okay. So now we're going to kind of, give you a similar experience in online version to meet each other. Main functionalities for those who would like to use our mural. So when you don't have experience, 3 main things you would like to know about mural. First, when you join a given mural, right? You will see something like this, or a part of a given mural. And on the right, you have a column that is going to be your navigation settings. So here you're looking for your name and surname. For example, if I would be, Tomek, I know Tomek, so Tomek, please allow me to use you as an example in this particular exercise. So I'm also Tomek, so Tomasz will go. So this is navigation. So when you click a given part, a mural is going to move you into this particular part on our whiteboard, right? So this is functionality number 1. It's called outline. You can switch it on and switch it off with an icon on the top right corner, right? Click, it's on, click, it's off, click, it's on again. Outline, main way how to kind of navigate. If you'd like to go for kind of zoom in or zoom out, you would like to have more functionalities when it comes to navigation. Here you have bottom right corner navigation settings. So you pick whether you are using a trackpad mode or a mouse mode. I'm using a trackpad, so I will stick with my trackpad. And now you have minus zoom out, plus zoom in. And when you hold the left mouse button, you can move around, right? You also can click a hand here, and then with the left mouse button clicked, up, down, left, right. So this is kind of how you navigate in a given moment. So you can zoom into a particular element of mural, right? So outline functionality number 1, navigation settings functionality number 2, zoom in, zoom out, and last but not least, how to add text. You add text by writing down on post-its. So as we can see, the post-its are already here. So you can write down, my name is Tom. So you can write down things on post-its. If you'd like to add more post-its, you just double click with the left mouse button in any place and the post-it will pop up. As simple as that, right? Delete again, double click with the left mouse button, a post-it pops up, right? So post-its to write down text, outline to navigate, and here you have zoom in, zoom out, also to navigate around the mural. So now let's do the first exercise. So you have an opportunity to meet and greet with each other and also practice mural. So what is bingo about? Bingo is about finding people who are able to who will answer truthfully to the questions you're going to ask them. So for example, here the question number 1, find one person who has his or her favorite game or play, ask them what is it, and write down the name of that particular person. I would ask you also to write down name and surname. So it would be, let's say, myself. Of course, I'm not writing myself, but Tomek, if you would be paired, he would be writing myself. And then you can go to question number 2, 3, 4. You can do them at random. It's up to you. Your task is to fill in as many post-its as possible. So we will join you in pairs for 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll rotate another pair. 2 or 3 minutes, rotate another pair. 2 or 3 minutes, rotate. And during this time, your task will be to get to know each other. Bingo is here to help. So you have some specific questions you can ask, write down the answers. So in the meantime, you also will have an opportunity to get back to these people on Slack and chat about something that you would find interesting. Sounds doable? So to sum up, look for your name and surname. This is the place, this is your notepad, right? So here you're going to write, here you'll be writing it down. Use the questions as a inspiration. You may pick them at random. You don't have to go specifically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And have an opportunity to meet and greet with each other. So, are we ready for the first? Great. Victoria, will you be dividing us, or should I divide us?
I will divide you all.
So, ladies and gentlemen, when we're ready, let's go. First 3 minutes, talk, chat, write down inspirations, and then we will rotate you to find you a different pair. Let's go.
Excuse me, what is happening right now? Because I've got some technical problems and I need to switch the computers for a minute. So can you?
Yeah, we're having an integration exercise.
Okay. What I missed? What is happening right now? Where I'm supposed to go? I'm really sorry because it was just stuttering and I needed to leave.
So you will czekaj, teraz jesteśmy polskojęzyczni.
Tak, mówię, musiałam na chwilę się wyłączyć i po prostu wróciłam i nie wiem.
Dołącz do swojej pary i teraz moment jest na poznanie się wzajemne.
A to skąd mam znać tę parę?
Powinnaś dostać zaproszenie do pokoju.
Wiesz co, Jacek Gabrysia teraz przepiszę, tylko znajdź sobie link do bingo, ja go wyślę jeszcze raz.
A na Slacku będzie? Nie, nie widzę.
Na Slacku też powinien być, ale jest na pewno na czacie na Zoomie, tam go znajdziesz i ja cię przepiszę do jakiegoś pokoju, to jak wejdziesz, to